Are you letting your hidden emotions secretly destroy your wealth? It's a question most of us totally ignore, but today we're breaking down the psychology of money and uncovering the invisible traps that are literally keeping you from financial independence.
So, are you a greedy person? I mean, of course not, right? We all like to think pretty highly of ourselves. But let's look at a historical giant who thought the exact same thing and ended up paying the ultimate price.
Meet Jesse Livermore. He was a legendary stock market trader born way back in 1877. And he wasn't just good, he was absolutely a financial genius of his era. Right before the infamous 1929 market crash, he did something kind of unthinkable. He took a massive short position, betting heavily against the market, and, well, he won big. He walked away with over $100 million. To put that into perspective, that's the equivalent of $1.6 billion in today's money. Just imagine having that kind of wealth literally overnight. But instead of just enjoying those riches for life, that winning trade triggered a dangerous psychological shift. It made him feel completely invincible.
As the saying goes, his success made him want an even bigger slice of the cake. Even though he had more than anyone could ever wish for, his unchecked greed drove him to place a series of terrible, reckless trades.
The result was absolutely tragic. That sudden downfall pushed him right over the edge. He lost everything he had, and sadly, he ended his own life. So the crucial takeaway here is really about maintenance. When you hit that big milestone, the hardest part is actually maintaining your status. You have to shift from a mindset of risk to a mindset of humility. Don't be greedy, be humble.
Okay, let's look at the billionaire envy.
Take a look at Rajat Gupta. He's the former CEO of McKinsey. Now, he came from a very modest background, but he climbed to the absolute top of the corporate world.
Through hard work and brilliant strategy, he successfully built a staggering personal net worth of $100 million. I mean, that's a massive, life-changing fortune for anyone, right?
But the sheer danger of comparison took over. He just couldn't stop looking at others. In fact, he became bitterly envious of Warren Buffett simply for having billionaire status. 100 million wasn't enough, because someone else had $1 billion. Driven completely by this blinding envy, Gupta crossed the line. He committed insider trading, which is one of the most dangerous financial crimes an investor can make. He let his jealousy get the best of him, and he paid for it heavily. He was charged and handed a substantial prison sentence. The whole shebang, all because he couldn't manage his emotions. The lesson we can draw from this is pretty simple. Financial journeys are totally unique. When we stop comparing our assets to others and actively filter out emotions like envy, we protect what we've worked so hard to build. Now, what about your hidden childhood bias? A fascinating study by researchers Ulrike Melmandier and Stefan Nagel proves this. They found that our investing habits depend heavily on what the economy looked like during our young adulthood. Growing up in a high-inflation crisis literally builds a totally different brain than growing up in a booming bull market. For example, if you experienced high inflation in your early years, you might develop a deep distrust of bonds. Meanwhile, someone who only knew a bull market into their 30s thinks the exact opposite. They're going to eagerly embrace stock risk.
But here is the absolute truth. As the quote goes, the money market leaves no room for subjectivity, hidden biases, or impulsive decisions. Rushed, biased investments can wipe out years of hard-earned savings in a flash.
You have to actively acknowledge these hidden biases and destroy your phobia of new trends. Even if a new perspective totally contradicts your deep-rooted beliefs, staying open to sound analysis is key. Because ultimately, becoming financially independent isn't just about picking the right stock. It's simply choosing sound, rational analysis over your fleeting emotions. So I want to leave you with this final thought. Will you let your past biases and hidden emotions dictate your future wealth? Or will you choose to take control today? The mindset you choose right now is what makes all the difference.